Would you like to support Cubs Out Loud? One way is to join us over on Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, patrons get early access to our shows, the pre- and post-show, and various other rewards. You can learn more at patreon.com/CubsOutLoud. Thanks to all our patrons for their support in making this podcast. It's Sunday, October there. No, wait, no. October, no, that's not it. Locktober, no, that's not it. Jocktober, no, that's not it. October 5th, 2025. I'm Jeff.
Who's your bear? That's right. I am your bear.
I'm Damon.
I don't brew the tea, I just serve it.
And that makes me Gary.
Everyone else is thinking it, and I just say it.
Welcome to Cubs Out Loud, the Bear Podcast of Indeterminate Length, episode number 801. Very memorable to remember that without looking at anything, considering what we did last week.
Right.
Not gonna lie,
You know,
nice time.
I think all of those things actually apply, though. Despite the
What?
struggle to get the name of the month right, I think they all still apply in some fashion.
Needless to
October.
say, my various feeds that are very NSFW, all of those have been brought up.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't
Yeah.
think anybody specifically said October, but you know, that was me actually screwing up trying to say October. But I screwed up and I just went with it. So here we are. But, you know, having the three different alternative names, although I kind of gave in a fourth, made it even funnier because, you know, it's funny in 3s and 5s.
Yes.
No, that's not even a rim shot. That's just a comedic fact. No, I mean, like in comedy, there's a rule of 3s and 5s.
Yeah, but I was just thinking about how, like, 3 rim jobs would probably be enjoyable, so... Sorry, I just kind of phased out for a moment.
See? That's hilarious. I mean, when you mention it, you talk about it. Anyways, here we are. So, let's do it. Let's do this. That's the audible version of what I actually wrote down, which was ... No, did I do 3 or 4?
3.
No, I only did 3. Okay. So only ... This month, just slowly, so beginning of September, I was off. It was part of my vacation right after my birthday. Had the week off. That was great. Everything is fine and dandy. Mom was still in the hospital. Still kind of weird and everything. And then I get back to work and all of a sudden things had apparently gone to shit. Certain things came up. One of our managers panicked, put in a not very tactful message to the team, which I think we lost 2 people on the spot. No, one already left. We lost 1 person on the spot. And by the, like, 2 days after, by that next Tuesday, we lost another one because of what was said and how it was said. I was not very happy about that, especially considering one of them was my backup for the partner I'm in point of contact with. And she was very, very helpful for everything I had to do because I have one of the more complicated and problematic partners. I'm not going into detail about that. None of your guys' damn business. But in any case, and we had another process we were doing. We had switched focus on what we were doing, and we finished off what we were doing. I tried to get everything to be like, okay, let's try to flip that really job-threatening message that the lead had. Let's change that from a job-threatening message to, hey, this is important. We can do it. Yay, yay, rah, rah. But yeah, nobody seemed to be having it, which kind of made me sad. In any case, we achieved the goal. Even better. We were supposed to get something done by Thursday. We got it done by Wednesday. Fantastic. It's like, we should celebrate this achievement. But nope, they just kept it serious and businesslike, and it kind of annoyed me. And then a few other things, some more complicated things with my partner, which made it so that there was a thing where they have most people working on and saying, hey, we would like you to get so many done in a day. If you don't, we understand. Because of other things that we have to do, which are more timely. So like on a priority list type of thing. Well, they were like, well, you don't have to worry about that because I know you're really busy with your partner. So don't worry about that part. So I couldn't get a stipulation, and I've just been working on this one thing for the past 2 or 3 weeks. Still haven't gotten to the point where I can at least consider it completed, even though it's not necessarily won't be complete. In any case, it's been stressful at work. In various different ways. Still get some lightheartedness. I'm still enjoying my job and everything. That's fine. But last week, I didn't feel well on Monday, so took a half day off. And then on Wednesday, I'm working along, and my watch vibrates, and there's a text message on the thread about my mother. And it was my sister giving us an update on some of the things the doctor was saying, and they finally officially diagnosed my mom as having Alzheimer's. And my grandma, her mom, had Alzheimer's. And so I was familiar. I could see why this would have happened, but because of all the stress and some of the physical issues my mom is currently having, it seems to be in a kind of a worse situation. And as soon as I saw the diagnosis for Alzheimer's, I just freaked out, and I just sat there for a moment. I kind of wasn't doing anything, just kind of tapping my desk, thinking to myself, fuck. And then finally I typed out to my lead saying, hey, just got this diagnosis from my mom, and I'm currently freaking out. I need to take another half day, and and practically immediately the check-in, they were in a meeting or something. They weren't on the floor, so for me to directly go talk to, but almost immediately, I got a chat back that just said approved, and then he said, "Do we need to? We understand." And it's like we're not going to talk about this. You go. And I went to my car, and before even turning on the car, I thought I was at least just kind of like shaky, a little shaky and a little off. But I got to the car, I put my sunglasses on, and I just started bawling for about a minute or two. And I didn't start my car or anything. I wanted to make sure that I was at least to a point where I'd be okay to drive before I got off it. And I drove home, and I don't think I had any, like, I don't even think I plugged in my phone to listen to something on the car stereo. I just went home, was just my mind was everywhere, and I just got home, and I texted my sister directly and asked if I could call her. And I came home, and normally I would like get on the computer and watch some TV, play some on the Xbox or something like that. But I just went into my room. Actually, as I was walking in was when I texted my sister, and I just kind of like laid on the bed and just let come. I got a text from my sister saying she was currently with mom. If you would like to talk to her, we can do that. And I'm like, I'm not ready to talk to her right now, not in this current state. And she said, I'll call you after I leave. And so I was kind of ruminating and trying to calm myself down and everything. And I was to a point where I was relatively calm, still kind of freaking out. And I think during that time while waiting for my sister, I asked in our thread, how old was grandma when she moved to Stillwater? Because I remember, because she used to live in Wausau, Wisconsin, and then it was a few years after or maybe even sooner, after my grandpa died, and they moved her to Stillwater. And I remember going to my grandma's little apartment condo. I don't know if she was renting or if she owned or what it was. And I had a conversation with her, and it was the exact same conversation over and over again. So I really experienced interacting with somebody who had Alzheimer's, and she said that she moved to Stillwater and she was 82, 83. But then they mentioned, but she was starting to have problems around the age of 76, 77. And my mom is 78 years old. So it kind of, I still had the sadness, but there was something being like, okay, so it's not like this is ahead of what my grandmother had, because they're about the same age. But so I got a little more information about it, and then about a half an hour later, my sister called me, and immediately I just put her on speakerphone. I wasn't bothering going to be holding up the phone because I don't want to like suddenly drop it or want to switch. I just put her in speaker and I just crawled into bed and curled up with my pillow between my arms and just talked to her while I was lying there, and both of us started crying. She kind of kept me up to date about everything was going on, about how shitty the American healthcare system is. Not in that specific ways, but she was saying, here's all the complications we have about like we need. She's no longer going to be getting PT and OT because it's no longer being covered by Medicare. And they need to find a place to move her to, more permanent place, because she's going to need memory care and probably even more care because of her mobility issues. So that's going to cost even more money. And my dad's not having any of these issues. So it's sucks and it's tough. But one thing I'm very happy for is that the one sibling out of the three of us that's super responsible, my sister, is there to help and support my dad as we get through all this. So it's been a rough week and a half. Work is just work now. I go in, I actually pop in some headphones and turn on some music while trying to focus on the tasks I need to get done. Still working on it, and hopefully we'll be able to get within the next couple of days. We'll be able to finish up so that I can get it out to the partner. This is more of it started on our side, so the partner doesn't know about it. So to them, they won't care. Actually, they're going to care when I send them what they have to see. But yeah, I've been okay for the most part. I just needed a day to cry. But on occasion, things will come up that will just remind me, and I have to sit and breathe and hopefully not cry. I'm very close to right now. So that's my month. I would pass this to Damon, but I'm leaving it open in case you guys want to say anything. Because you guys are being absolutely silent, which I appreciate, by the way. But I'm done talking, and any comments you would like to say, you are very welcome to.
Well, oh, Gary, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I've talked about it before on the podcast with my dad. Parkinson's runs in my dad's family. My great grandfather had it. My grandmother had it. My dad had it. My grandmother actually got diagnosed after my dad by quite a distance of time. So to know that there are genetic things that run in your families is a whole journey in and of itself mentally for us. Even if it's, cancer or heart disease, diabetes, gout, doesn't matter. And, one of the things about this aspect in this journey, like with the diagnosis, is it forces perspective and putting some things, into a certain picture and a mindset about what the future will be and what that experience will be like. So I'm glad that you got a chance to talk to your sister and you have the connection with your family to talk about things and understand what's happening. It's a challenge,
Mm. Yeah, and you kind of reminded me. There's one aspect I forgot to mention was my sister and I arranged to FaceTime my mom on the next day during my lunch, and I I was fortunate enough to not cry in front of my mother.
Hmm.
But I had a nice chat. But when I looked at her, uh, it just reminded me of my grandmother. It's like she looked so much like her in that moment and how she was acting and everything. So I heard it a little bit more. I even commented in the chat. Nobody mentioned anything about my comment, which I'm a little upset about, but that's okay. I'm not that upset.
Yeah, I will say this. For me personally, like with my dad, he was seeking the diagnosis. He had a suspicion, he wanted to know. He was very proactive that way. When he moved back here to my hometown and I was going to see a lot more of him, I was very conscious of the time and the effort I was going to put in to make the most of that, because I felt that was important. And I wanted to put myself in a place where would feel comfortable when that wasn't going to be an opportunity anymore, as opposed to not doing that. So I'm glad to hear that you did some FaceTime with your sister and your mom. Um, if you can, I would take advantage of that as much as you have the opportunity, just to have that connection and stay in place.
Yeah,
But
probably
there's
try to arrange periodic FaceTimes.
mhm. There's lots of resources available to look into to get information. There's national societies and groups, including I think like virtual meetings, like that type of stuff. Connecting with family members who are also affected can be helpful in a way. There was a local, well, is a local Parkins Partners Association here in my region that I became affiliated with. They have a monthly newsletter they send out. They do fundraisers. But it was nice to like have a connection on a local level to know that there are other people. So if I felt like I needed to discuss something, I had an opportunity to do that. So that's something also to consider in that case. But my thoughts have been with you since you posted about finding out about your mom. Um, and I know that like your family's really good about like being there for your parents and stuff. So
Yeah, and as I said, because my grandma had the same situation, they're relatively familiar with it.
Hmm.
right.
So, in some sense,
Yeah.
prepared. And it's one of those things where I didn't know if because my mom is the third of four sisters,
Okay.
so I didn't know if any of them would or wouldn't end up having it. But um, in some sense, the diagnosis doesn't come as a surprise. It's just everything just seemed to happen all at once and came crashing down.
Mhm.
And the doctor had said that um, the severity of what's happening with her right now is probably because of the complications she had with her surgery that she had 2 days after her 78th birthday.
Mhm.
So, um, yeah, it's been a little rough, but I at least since I've had a little bit of experience with it with my grandmother, um, I'm not, and also knowing that she's in good hands with my dad and my mom, and she's got two sisters in the area, and we've got a ton of family in the area. My brothers are there, so it's like everybody's there but me. Me and my aunt Jean.
Right.
But in general, she does have a ton of support there, and it leaves a weight off my shoulder. Like I have to quit my job. I need to go move home. I need to find a job in the Twin
Yeah.
Cities area. Maybe work from home. I don't know. but uh, but I don't feel that need. Um, and because of other reasons, I've never. Well, I would have loved to move back to Minnesota. I keep having urge to be home. I have a job. I have a job that I like to a certain point. I won't get into the details, but it's secure. I've got everything I want, um, and everything I need. Uh, and I don't personally necessarily need much. Just a place to live and play video games and such. And I'm good where I am. Uh, am I in a super great place? I wouldn't necessarily say that, but good enough, and that's fine for me. And so I don't feel the need that or panic or too much of a worry about the situation. It's just it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a coming face to face, even though it was over virtual, like over a phone, face to face with the reality of the life expectancy of your parents dwindling is never a great feeling to have. So I get that part, and they're saying like rely on some support groups, things like that if you can. Um, it's been years now. I lost my grandmother to Alzheimer's, and this was again similar to you, like,
Mm.
but this was oh in the '90s. How far long ago it was? So it has been a while. Um, but she lived a while.
Hmm.
You know,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I just would like that. Like she was alive, and she went. We had her in a nursing facility for several years. I want to say prior to everything happening. So it's not easy, um, but finding some support where you can, it would be invaluable. I think I agree with like Gary, and virtual groups are always a place, and I'm sure there's a lot out there, especially considering um, how I don't want to say prolific, but how like big of a disease like Alzheimer's is, how many people it affects and everything. So I'm sure there's some places out there, even I don't want to say a local. I don't think a local like sit down support group is up your alley, but maybe a virtual one where you can talk with people and have conversations about things might be a good idea. Um, yeah, um,
I mean,
I agree.
overall,
I agree.
I'm fine. I just have my moments. So
Yeah.
I, well, I appreciate your recommendations about support groups. I don't feel the need for support.
Okay.
Uh,
Just
yeah, it's just sad and sucks, but uh, I but as I said, since my family is there to support everything, and they keep me up to date. We got a big old text thread that's constantly updated. Got a few updates today. Um,
good.
I'm never out in the loop, and I know if I need to, I can call my sister. My aunt Jean already put out, "Hey, I'm here to talk if you need me to." She would probably make me rolling on the floor with laughter because she's hilarious and she's the fun
Right.
youngest sibling of that group.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
and she's a registered nurse, or was. She's retired,
Ah,
but it's
there you
still.
go.
So when it comes to like medical and therapy and stuff like that, she's been throwing in, hey, ask this question and keeping us up to date. Uh, it's
Good.
just I do have a support group, and that right now is actually just my family. They may not, as you said, they're not local. it's all by phone or something. But if I need to talk to any of them, I know I can. And
Good.
so I'm well supported. In general, I'm fine. So just it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. It. Do we want to move on?
Yeah. So Damon, can you top that?
No. Maybe I don't
No
know.
pun intended.
Huh? Fuck you. Anyway.
Self-proclaimed label that you selected.
Anyway. That being said,
I kind of got garbled,
so
so I didn't hear any of that, but that's okay.
he said, I
You
what
said,
did
Jeff, can you top that? And I said, I don't even remember what I said now. It's gone. Anyways.
yeah. Yeah. It's fine. I'm the top apparently, but not so much anymore.
This is
More
one of the
side now.
reasons why you're up here with me.
Oh.
Ah. So
This is why we have the
Face ID.
positions on this on this overlay.
nice.
Hmm.
So Jim and I took a trip earlier in the month of September.
Oh,
Went to
hey.
Orlando.
And the next time we saw you was in fall.
Yeah. So
I completely forgot that you went. I saw, no offense, David. I like saw the topic and I was like, is he planning another trip? It's been so long to me since you went. I completely kind of forgot that you went and you've already
yeah,
been back.
and it technically happened in September, so I didn't talk about it when we had our last what's going on. So here we go. Yeah, so Jim and I spent 5 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, yeah, Sunday. 5 days in Orlando, Florida, the area. Like it was my first time. Well, no, it wasn't my first time there, but it was my first time like being around and active and engaged in Orlando. I think I've only mostly been in the airport. Anywho, we have Hilton stuff. We stayed at a really nice resort. Part of the package that we got included a day hopper park hopper pass to Disney World too, for one for each of us. So I've never been to Disney World, and Jim hasn't been since the since in 50 years, he said. So it was new experience in a way for both of us. We went to Epcot and enjoyed that. They had their food and wine festival, which we were really happy to go to. Then we got on the monorail and went to the Magic Kingdom, which is the main park, and didn't spend a lot of time there because our Jim's cousin had reservations for a dinner at one of the Disney resorts. So we spent a little time there. We got to ride Haunted Mansion, which Jim had wanted to do since he was a kid. Um, and again, I had never been on it, so it was a fun ride. I enjoyed it. And then we rested for a bit, went to the Animal Kingdom Resort, had dinner at this really great place, and then came home after that. So first time ever going to Disney, really great time. Definitely am interested / excited to go back to Disney World. I know it's Florida, which kind of sucks right now, but we'll see. Maybe not. Maybe next. Maybe 2027. Maybe once we see what happens in 2026. Um, we did some really great food places, went to some really nice restaurants, like we always do. We saw the Cirque du Soleil show called Drawn to Life, which is based on the Disney stuff, which was really amazing. Yeah, it was a really great time. Really glad we got to go, and I could go back. I'm not a Disney I'm not a Disney adult. I will say that much. But I understand where that comes from. Um, yeah.
Well, I went to Disney World way back in 2021 or 2022. Uh, the Cirque du Soleil show was La Nuba,
Mm.
which was enjoyable too. Sister and I got to uh, have a time alone so she could talk about the whole gay thing with me. We went to see a comedy improv show.
Ah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
And I was old enough to drink, so I got to have alcohol.
So when you were 21 and 2020 or
It was
21.
in 2001, 2002. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought
Same
it sounded like
difference.
you said 20. You said 2021, 2022, and I was like, that's 3 years ago, not.
I know. Jeff,
I
Jeff
had
and I
this
looked at each other
I had
kind of
this
through the
mixture
cameras, and we were like,
of the year and how old I was.
Right.
I remember if I was 21 or 22, or if it was
Yeah.
2001 when I turned 21 or 22. I think it was during the winter,
Yeah.
so it was even better. So.
Yeah. It was hot. That I will say that sucked. But that's expected. It's Florida in September, so and the occasional like random just downpour. And then came back that Sunday and went to rehearsal for the first time. So CMC is back. We're doing a holiday show, rehearsing for a holiday concert. We got 17 new members, which was another record, which is really freaking amazing. And this time I really didn't have any hand in, which I'm really kind of not sounds bad, but like I just get to come in and see everything, and I'm like, this is great. This is my first year. This is my first year not being on the board in 12 plus years.
congrats.
So yeah, so um, just being there and just having to sing is all I have to do. I mean, I'm doing other stuff, but
So
like,
what you're saying is you're no longer bored.
yeah, yeah,
Mm,
yeah. But don't bump. I'll give you that one. You can have that one.
I forgot. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, it sounds amazing. I will say that much. Coming to rehearsal and hearing all of the voices singing. Um, so yay. Great to see. That's me, Gary.
cool. Um, so my month of September kind of had two themes. I think I talked about this for the recap of the month of August. My coworker, my office mate, and Grant, uh, collaborator, passed away unexpectedly around mid-August. So that was a bit of a shock. So I've been doing the work by myself since then, and it's been okay. Like a lot of work probably that people have, it ebbs and it flows, and we're in an okay state at the moment, so it's not overwhelming. And my supervision team has been really good. We had an opportunity at one of our staff meetings to talk about the loss as a whole team, like as a division, which was nice. There's going to be a memorial service coming up this month to go to, so that'll be interesting. The family's having an event, so yeah. A part of that process was really that kind of was like a big kick in the pants. For me, it was my third death this year. Since 2017, I've had a whole series of traumatic events. Not necessarily significant ones, but so like when you look at a life perspective about things that happen to you, certain things are considered traumatic, life-changing events. And it doesn't mean that they're dramatic. It's just they are things that you have to adjust to and you have to make changes. I had been let go from my career. They made a quote unquote synergistic move and they let go of everybody from the vice president down. So I went without a job for over a year and then had a new job. Um, and then my mother passed away kind of unexpectedly, got adjusted to that. Then we had got the new job that I currently have now full time. Then we had the pandemic. It's a whole other issue that comes up. Dad's health changed, put him into a facility. Um, just a series of things over time. And throughout all of that, I was dealing with depression and anxiety at varying levels. And then this year, my grandmother passed away, my dad passed away, my coworker passed away, and this last one, I found myself like really kind of like yo-yoing emotionally, like getting really mad or upset or sad, and I was kind of like, I need to be better regulating about this. So I chose to use what's for where I work, we have employee assistance programs, EAPs, and one of them is to do sessions with mental health therapy. So I began that process. It was okay. The therapist that I chose, I specifically went to because they were LGBTQ plus, supportive, and they kind of met some criteria I wanted. I found that I wasn't really getting necessarily what I wanted out of it, and that's nothing against them, but also as my best friend who pointed out to me, like it's hard because this is like these sessions are limited, and so unless they get renewed or something, or if I choose to stay on, they're not really going to dig into stuff. So in the meantime, I decided I wanted to continue on and do mental health therapy and found a different individual. Um, Found out that they're covered by my insurance, which was a primary thing because I don't have enough money to pay out of pocket. Directly contacted them, filled out all the paperwork, got everything, then was notified by the receptionist that at the moment they were only taking new patients at direct pay, which means not with insurance coverage. So I was like, well, that's not an option necessarily. And the receptionist was really nice, and they said we could put you on a wait list. Probably not till the first of the year will they reconsider, looking at insurance coverage and stuff. And I said, okay. And as it so happens, the week right before my last EAP session, they actually contacted me, this new therapist office, and said, actually, they've reconsidered and you're on the top of the wait list if you'd like to consider coming in covered under insurance. And I was like, yes, please. So I went directly from seeing the one therapist to the next one. I've only seen them once. We're going basically every 2 weeks to start. I see them again this coming week. And uh, for not a very long time, like when you go ahead of time, a lot of them want to know your history and explanation about like what you're seeking, what you're looking for. It was really interesting. They zeroed in on me and what I want to get out of it and like what I'm looking for. Like it was very much more aligned like with the way I am and how my mind works and what I want to achieve, which was really good. Um, so that's good. I got to see my PCP for my annual. We talked about a bunch of things. I already mentioned that my weight loss medication and diabetes medication, I did an increase this past week, which so far has been pretty good. In the midst of that, we also talked about my mental health and situation that was going on because I was kind of debating on doing intermittent FMLA at work because of my mental health. Um, I didn't quite end up pursuing that specifically. I don't think it's necessary at the moment, but my PCP did start me on a new medication for mental health, something that helps with depression and anxiety, both. It's actually been around for a very long time and it's in generic. So I've now gotten not quite, I think, a week and a half maybe of being on the new meds, which has been a whole adjustment. And I do find that I don't have my like what if I don't know if I want to call them racing thoughts, but like concerns, and I don't find myself being as triggered, so to speak, um, in that case. So we get to revisit after 6 weeks. My PCP said it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to build up the medication, basically. I'm on the lowest dose that's available, which is good. So we'll see how that goes. Um, in the meantime, here at home, my landlord got new windows installed, so I had 7 new windows installed in my place. That was a whole like production because I had to like rearrange my home, move furniture, clean everything up. Um, but they got that done, and oh, I got fiber internet installed, which
Mhm.
is nice. I was able to say fuck you to Spectrum, used to be Time Warner. Went to the local place. I didn't even call them. The technician for the new fiber optic company was like, "Were you going to call them?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Good, don't, because you'll be on the phone for like 3-4 hours, like, and they'll pass you around to like 10 different people to try to get you to stay." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to do any of that." So I went to the store, and it's funny because when you look up the store hours, it says about a reservation. I was like, "Reservation? What the hell do I need a reservation for?" Well, because I walked in on a Sunday and there was like 20 people in front of me. And I was like, "Damn." So signed in on the little kiosk and waited. I only was there about an hour. I waited about 45 minutes. The technician called me up. And so he was like, "What are we doing?" And I said, "I'm returning equipment, canceling my service." And he's like, "Oh," he's like, "Did you already call in to cancel?" And I was like, "Nope." He's like, "Okay." And so he pulls up my account and he sees my bill and he goes, "Whoa." He's like, "You're paying that much?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Dude, I wish you'd come in." He's like, "I probably could have cut that down in half."
That's the thing, though. They don't tell you that shit
Right.
because
I'm
they don't
like,
want to, because they want the money.
why the hell should I have to come in and bitch about my bill to get it cut down? Like, that's ridiculous. And I was like, "That's okay." And he's
You
like,
were
"Yeah,
grandfathered
no,
in the previous plan.
Yep.
no, it's just,
But
anyways, it's just bullshit because, anyways, long story short, I canceled my service, turned in my equipment, made sure I didn't get any more charges about it. And he said to me, "If you decide to reconsider and come back to us, remember my name." He's like, "I'll hook you up." He's like, "I'll get you, it for, probably close to half or whatever." And I was like, "Oh,
are
okay."
you getting fiber internet? No. Okay, I'm good.
Well, wait, it gets better because then my neighbor who signed up the day they were doing the installations in our townhouses that are connected to each other, because she's also super pissed off at them and has hated being with them, and had issues for quite a while, more so than I did, said um, that I guess they, wanted to do something or what. Anyways, it was a long story, and they had said about how they called. I was like, "Nope, nope, nope, nope." I told them, I was like, "Don't even." I'm like, just, I was like,
Yep.
to be honest, be wise. Go online, make the reservation for the appointment, go to the store, turn your shit in,
Mhm.
walk away.
Yeah.
Just walk away
Yeah.
and
And
be
if
happy.
and they ask anything, say, well, if you consider and come back, you just go, no, bitch, I got fiber, and just walk away.
Well, so the funny thing is that, so Spectrum customer service and like Spectrum sales saving team or whatever, like the messages aren't the same because apparently part of customer service was like dogging fiber and how it's not that good. But if you stay on and like you get passed around, you eventually get to a team who tries to sell you on their fiber that's coming. So it's like, which is it? Is it not good or is it good? Because if it's not good, why are you going to it? And why are you trying to
Yeah.
sell me on it in the future?
I
Dumbass.
just I had to call. I remember every year having to call Spectrum to basically get another deal to lower the bill. And it wasn't like much low. It was lower, but it was every year. I could see it coming.
Threaten
And
to leave, and they'll reduce your
yeah.
price.
And then as I finally was getting the fiber internet here, the Alta fiber here, um, I called Gary. I called. And like that technician told you, I was on the phone for a good 20, 30 minutes, basically repeating the same thing over and over again, which is I'm canceling my service. That's all I'm trying to do. Just
Right.
So
and
Spectrum in the Northwest is very different than the Spectrum in Austin. Or was it Time
mhm,
Warner that I had? In any case, same company, I think.
yeah,
Because when I got Google Fiber when I was in my old apartment, I called them up and I said, "Hey, I need to cancel my service. I'm getting Google Fiber, and there's no way that you can change my mind." Just put them up front. I know you're going to give this. Why don't you go ahead and give your retention spiel? I'll let you do that. And the guy on the other end was like, I got you. Like, I understand. And he's like, I had to do this. And I'm like, go ahead, just get it over with. And he got his spiel. It's like, cool. Well, thanks. Right. Bye. I mean, that's a complete paraphrase of the conversation, but I wouldn't say I was on there for like 20 minutes, but it was like maybe a 10-minute call, but it felt like both of us were on the same page. Like,
right.
no, this guy, I could try my best at this. This guy's not going to go in, especially after I mentioned I'm going to Google Fiber.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah.
Oh, well,
yeah. I mean,
this is not worth a fight, but I have to do this for my job. And I'm like,
right.
I understand. Just go.
Yeah.
So I was very sympathetic to him about.
Yeah. Well, they probably have scripts that they have to go through. They probably have to say every certain thing.
Yeah, he went through his script pretty fast.
No.
It's like questions or like, and then I don't think he had. I don't know if the script had questions or anything to do, or just a sales spiel. And I'm just like, it's just no. I've got Google Fiber. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I just want it long enough so that it like overlaps, just a little overlap.
There you go.
Just so no matter what, I'm not without internet. That's all I cared about. Yeah, but yeah, you guys kind of have the I'm on the phone for so long trying to be retained, and I'm like, no, he didn't even try. He did what he had to, because he already knew it was a lost cause.
Yeah. Huh.
Anyways,
there we go.
So the thing I've learned now that I have fiber is that some things are really great. Older computers can't handle faster speed necessarily. So
basically what's throttling you wasn't the actual internet. It was the computer.
Well, now I have good, stable, constant on internet. But like I have two laptops. I have one for the union and I have one for work. The one for work gets nearly a gig, like both ways. Like it is even like just on Wi-Fi. So it's immaculate. It's also brand new. The laptop that I have for the union, which is just over a year old, not so much. And the technician was trying to help me figure out how to make it work. Like, and we tried some drivers, we did a bunch of things, and he's like, "Wow," he's like, "It really is just the device." So that was the beginning of my, oh yeah. And so this desktop that I've had for a number of years, I'm like, yeah, I probably need to replace it. Yeah. So that's probably
no one likes to do that.
Next year thing, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But all of this has also been super exciting because like replacing and getting the fiber and then the new Wi-Fi and making everything set up and all that. My external hard drive reset, as in like its IP address is different, so I like had to keep finding, and like I didn't lose any data or whatever. It was just like remapping it on the network and stuff was fun. So, but in the end, yeah, things are good, and streaming, watching things is fun. So yeah, overall a pretty decent month.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
think we're good to move on.
I guess it's time to call up Miss Janet. Fun fact, I got a playlist of stuff that I listen to while trying to focus at work, and one of them just happens to be a bunch of Miss Janet. Also her brother, Prince, Garbage.
Yeah.
Just throw on some Aerosmith and Sheryl Crow. And Nikia. Anyways. Gary, what's been going on over in what Facebook? That's been a while.
We did get a Facebook follow from Scarlett Harris, so we would like to thank them for following us in FB land over there.
Thank you, Scarlett. Over in Blue Sky, what do you know? Yes, it's feedback coming from Unbreakable.
Go ahead.
Anyways, over on Blue Sky, we're being followed by a star. A star of many of computer, iPad, maybe even mobile device screens. The Brisket is following us on Blue Sky. God, he's a sexy motherfucker. Professional porn actor.
I knew Jeff was going to be happy about that one.
He's actually having a hey, I want to see about getting up to 45 K followers. So check out the Brisket on Blue Sky, the brisket.bsky.social, and give him a follow, give him a repost. He's one of the many people who deserve it. We'll talk more about somebody else who I think kind of deserves it for a certain reason later. But in the meantime, Gary, talking about support, let's talk about our supporters.
Speaking of Jocktober,
which is great because this is Jocktober.
So yes, we would like to give some big bear cub hugs to our patrons at the Cubster level, Charles W. and Michael K. At the Uber level, Dave T. Lee and Michael Q. And our buddies Lloyd G., Michael V., and Owen R. So we appreciate you being part of our worldwide entourage audience and supporting us over on Patreon. If you would like to do so, you can just simply go to patreon.com/cubsoutloud, and for $1 or more a month, you can support us.
Thank you for supporting us. I wanted to make some sort of jock analogy, but didn't really work. Besides, I don't know who's the cock and who's the balls.
I was busy thinking about how jocks are athletic supporters. You know, they just hold everything up. So.
Yeah, but I don't think any of us are very athletic.
We're jocks.
Anyways.
Just gonna leave it at that.
Right.
Just because you're busy celebrating the month. Anyways.
In any case, speaking of the month of September, well, let's look back at our previous shows.
We did have 4 shows in the month of September. Of course, we had the What's Going On for the month of August. That was episode 797. 798 was the Let's Talk About Kink series. We had the ever illustrious Cubses, aka Tony, come as our guest. We did the Spank Please BDSM test, which is a new website platform where we did the BDSM test that they put on there. This is now our 3rd BDSM test that we've done. It's like a little series that we created. It was pretty insightful and interesting. And we talked about like what they're looking to do on there. It's a brand new community platform that they've created. So I suggest you check that out if you're interested. And then we returned to kind of our, I don't know if I want to say silly, but our fun roots in episode 799. Let's Jackbox again. And we played Jackbox games.
See, I'm a little disappointed with that title because it should be Let's Do the Jackbox Again.
Okay.
Let's do the Jackbox again.
See, I wondered if that would be good for. That.
Maybe we can do it in October, and that'll be like, because it'll be like her anyway.
Well, originally the title was going to be Let's Jack It Again.
That would work too.
But I realized that actually the title is Jackbox, so I was like, the proper name, otherwise people won't get it.
They would be expecting a totally different show if we had just said let's jack it again.
They'll be like, "Oh my god!" For their big episode, they're finally going to launch an OnlyFans. So the infamous COL
I mean,
After Dark.
considering that the only way that people can watch that episode is if they're logged in and they're indicated as being 18 plus. So if you guys are going to YouTube and try to find that episode and you can't find it, one, make sure your restricted mode is turned off, because depending on what you watch, it's possible that Google turned it on for you. And you're logged in. You can't just browse to the page and see it. So it might be blinded from you. So key point on that. I'm assuming that most of our the people who watch this show are 18 plus anyways, but I could be wrong.
Never know.
And you know what? I'm open for younger people to possibly get some knowledge for when they get into a legal age. Or if they're in a different country with a lower legal age, then all the better.
All right. Anyway.
Let us know,
Moving
by
on.
the way. I would be curious. Anyways, moving on.
And then we had our milestone episode, COL800, Magic 800, titled "How Did We Get Here?" The NGL episode. So we posted online, basically Google form survey. You could ask us questions where we were going to answer honestly in the not going to lie concept, as well as give us some feedback. There was so much that we actually didn't get through all of it. So it'll be, that's technically part 1, and we'll do NGL part 2 soon. And we'll finish up what we got as questions and feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's Rocktober.
Just another name for the month. Spooktober.
It's spoopy season.
Yeah. Well, I think we should go visit the brisket.
Nothing but blue skies from now on.
Wow.
Are we visiting the brisket?
No, not directly in mentioning one of his things here. Although maybe I should add one with the post, because I did like and repost for him. But beside the point, because I would like to thank another adult actor, a very daddy bear actor, Cliff Boyd. Actually got emotional earlier when I saw a post of his on Blue Sky.
Aww.
Where he's, I don't know if he's on his bed or couch or what where he's sitting, but he's pulled his shirt behind his head. So he's got a nice bare chest, and he's got his chain necklace on, and he's just got this gorgeous smile, gorgeous beard, gorgeous haircut. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous pierced nipples. Gorgeous salt and pepper chest hair. And it says, "Lay your head right here and let Dad hold you." Hashtag Daddy Bear. And I replied, and I realized that my reply didn't necessarily have the emotion that it was really behind it. But I had said, I'd really love that. Been needing a daddy bear to hold me lately.
Aww.
And I just would have loved to just take my shirt off and nuzzle up into his chest and just cuddle. Naked. Nothing has to necessarily happen, but
anything's possible.
It was
Anything.
it got a little emotional, and I felt, I wish I had a daddy bear like that.
Mm. Well,
That's it.
I can't help
That's
with
all I
the
got.
I can't help with the daddy bear, but I can't give you mine and give you Trust Up.
Oh,
So this is by Pasta Water at Blue Sky, bsky.social, and it's Trust Up like a caged turkey.
uh,
Hashtag Team Locked. Hashtag Naked and Work. Locked in Works.
hmm.
Hashtag Rope Bondage. There's a lot going on there.
I have mixed feelings on this.
Uh
Uh, partial jealousy.
huh.
It's like turning it.
Are you looking at the
Well,
pictures?
I'm looking at the first one and all the like. You're not wrong, Damon, about the intricacy. Like I'm looking at all
Yeah. Yeah.
the not like placement aspects and how
Mm-hmm.
like so like the upper like the arms are tied in a specific way that they're restrained back.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really move your arms or touch anything.
Yep.
And like the same thing's been done with the feet and the ankles and the legs and the thighs. Like
Yep. Yeah. This is um you're not moving. This is um it's also because of the, other thing, like you are essentially submitting. So
mhm.
like, and yes, he is this person is locked up. Um,
Proof in the second picture.
yeah, but I was thinking of this more as a kind of what you were talking about, Jeff, about like things you would want to have happen to you.
Uh huh. Uh
Uh,
huh. Uh huh.
yeah.
Uh huh. Uh
So
huh.
like, yeah. See, yeah. I
Uh
mean,
huh.
we don't necessarily need to have the chastity cage on you, but like the bound, the blindfolded, the potentially teased and whatever. So
I would say, I would definitely say, absolutely positively, is say, if
hmm
somebody said, "Hey, I would like to do this with you, but you have to include the chastity cage," I'd be like, I'd strongly actually consider saying yes. I'm not saying I would,
yeah.
but again, it's one of those things where I'm open to it, but
hmm
only if it's a temporary thing, very temporary
Yeah.
thing, like not
Yeah. This would
not
be a
in 3 days will unlock you. I mean, in
oh
3 hours will unlock you,
yeah
or
yeah. I don't
whenever we're done with this situation,
when
we'll
we're
do a
done.
little laugh.
Yeah
We'll unlock you. We'll do a little aftercare
yeah.
because we'll probably have essentially edged you for like multiple hours, which would.
Okay, calm down.
Hmm.
And he likes being tied up. Just saying. This guy likes to be tied up a lot. So maybe I mean I know he's not the bigger bearish type, but yeah, there's that. Anywho, that being said, are you ready to move on to Gary?
We can.
Yeah. Yes.
Um so I have two. The first one is two like I guess emojis. So one is I think blue rope and the other one is a camera. And it's funny because I saw the title of yours, David, so I had to sneak a
Uh-huh.
peek and look at it because I thought we might have picked the same thing
Oh.
this month. But we
Mhm.
did not. Um so the reason I chose that is because that's what the caption is, and it's posted by at Daddy Daycare on Blue Sky. but it's of at Barefoot Bound.
I think the
So it's
photo
not-
was maybe. Wait,
What?
hold on. I think the photo was by. That's usually what I think that means. Nope. Wait, I don't know. Damn it. Hold on. I'm trying to figure. I can't figure out who the guy is. But I think Daddy Daycare is the one that's in the picture. I think the one that took the picture is Barefoot Bound. Maybe or maybe not. It's hard to tell.
It's that part wasn't important to me. The reason why I posted this picture is because I do think there's been a little bit of color manipulation of filter on this particular picture, but the yellow Wrangler button-down long sleeve shirt that he's wearing, again with the blue rope, is popping visually.
Yeah.
And they are wearing blue jeans. They've got a brown leather belt on. They've got square cut cowboy boot toe on. This, it appears to be in a hotel room of some kind, is my guess. Or no, actually, I take that back. Looking at the floor, that
It
is
could
not a
be like
hotel room floor.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was like, that looks like
That's a dungeon
a
or something, maybe,
yeah,
or a
possibly or
gym.
at least yeah.
Yeah,
It could be in someone's
but
house. It's probably but
could be. But anyways, I like the rope work, but I just really like the aesthetic, fact
the yellow
that
and blue.
it kind of looks like there's a ginger bear tied up who is thick bodied. I just really like the way it looked.
Yeah,
And I
it's
was like,
the one in the
yes.
picture is Daddy Daycare.
Okay.
Mainly because I see some more pictures on Barefoot Bound, and looks like that. And if you also in the Daddy Daycare one, because he reposted.
Oh, there we go.
Comparing
There's
them.
more to the series.
Yeah, so comparing them, yeah, apparently they both got locked up.
Wow.
Barefoot Bound self-locked. Because apparently in those pictures, Barefoot Bound is locked up.
Very interesting.
I think the photo was taken by Barefoot Bound. The guy in the picture is
Right.
Daddy Daycare.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That matters. But
That's what I was saying.
wow.
So it just reaffirms, yes. So
I
you're
think
welcome.
we're having we have kind of started getting into more bondage. I think.
I just
maybe.
Appreciate seeing it online.
Yeah.
My second pick is simply called Big Dog. This is someone I've been following for a number of years. At Orwin 1990, they were over in the Twitter land, and they are now over and have been on Blue Sky for some time. And I've been following them. And this is a rare sighting of them popping out. They don't necessarily wear their hood a whole lot, but there is something about this specific photo that I was like, okay, I've been following you for a while and you've had my attention, but
definitely got it now.
Why haven't I been following him?
So he has this very interesting harness on that is probably it's strapping. It's probably some type of polyester weave,
nylon
something
kind of thing.
Yeah. So it comes across the chest, around the shoulders, down the sides, and then it has this lower portion that's kind of like a jock, but it's cut out so all the junk is tied up present on display. But because he's a bigger boy with a large chest and a belly, it is now like being, featured in the way this is set up. And
good.
I was just like, wow, just
Yeah.
wow.
That's a good picture.
It's not just
Yeah.
a good picture; it's a drool-worthy picture.
So yes, this puppy has a bone, and everybody approves. So
Yeah,
Yep, 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 yep.
he's got some more pictures of him in that harness
Yeah.
without the
You got
puppy.
it from Amazon.
I do think that of the ones from 13 days ago versus the one you had, which is only 10 days ago, that he's pinned to his page. I like the one you chose the best. I think that looks the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to say the others look bad at all.
That's fun.
Yeah, he's a real cutie patootie. So
Yeah. Whew. All right.
Well, that's a great idea. No shade.
Yeah.
No shade.
On to links.
Moving on to link, Gary.
yeah, so I want to give a shout out. When we did your birthday show recently, Joshua joined us, Joshua Pangborn. He's been a supporter of ours. He's been a guest in the past. And his company, Sidekick Productions, has a whole thing that they do online, a YouTube channel called Skeleton Crew. They just posted today a new trailer for something coming out for spoopy season at the end of October called The Edward Chronicles. So I want to give them the recognition and the shout out. It looks interesting and fun. So I was like, yes. They've done a whole bunch of different things over the years, gotten awards for the films and the YouTube series and stuff. So I'm interested to see what the newest iteration is.
Excellent. We're happy. Okay. Well, guess what, folks? That's the end. Oh. Plenty of ways to contact us. If you would like to leave your feedback, you can do that at cubsoutloud.com. Shoot us an email at cubsoutloud@gmail.com. Leave us a voicemail at 361-COL-TALK. That's 361-265-8255. Follow us on Blue Sky, Facebook, Tumblr, and YouTube at Cubs Out Loud, the appropriate place of the URL. You can join our entourage chat on Telegram at bit.ly/telegram-col. Find out when we're playing and recording these shows on our Google Calendar at bit.ly/calendar-col. You get various merch, such as our Next Generation shirt, a Consent is My Foreplay shirt, hat, a mug, a handy towel. Giving Damon a chance to show both a mug and a handy towel. By the way, that mug, I think, is one of the mug he's presenting is actually one of our Drag Race ones, which we also have Drag Race merch too. Or COL Drag Race merch, not actual Drag Race merch, but that's okay. It's fine. And also logo shirts in many different styles. So you select the logo shirt and then you can browse the different styles and choose your options, different colors, etc. You can find that at Zazzle.com/CubsOutLoud. Some of this were designed by Smashy. You can find more of his work at tpublic.com/user/Smashy the Bear. Another way to support us is by going over to Patreon at patreon.com/CubsOutLoud. You can also send us a donation at paypal.me/CubsOutLoud. Find us on the various podcasting platforms, Amazon, Audible, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Why didn't I say that first? Anyways, you can find me anywhere in the internet. Box, Poppy, Box Cub, Box, something or other. I am Box Cub on Blue Sky, so if you want to check out all my retweets of everything that we just did here, or reposts, I suppose they call them. That's where I am on Blue Sky. Damon?
If you wish to get in touch with me, you can find me at Theater Cup 79. That's TheaterCub on most of their latest sites, etc. Or you can find me as Pup Umbra 79 on Blue Sky. That Blue Sky is not safe for work. For safe for work stuff, you want to go to DMA Gamer 79 on Blue Sky and TikTok. Gary.
If you would like to get in touch with me, you can pretty much find me anywhere online as GareBear73. The adult Blue Sky account is GareBear73XXX. And I think I have the liberty to say, if you are a big-bellied, hairy, tall daddy bear, you are welcome to DM any of us with your pictures.
Hashtag truth. Where's that fan? That. Thank you. And with that, say good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good one, y'all.
Bye.